Oh no. No, 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 no. Undo, undo. We're going back. We're fixing that one. Okay, we're gonna wrap it through there. Okay, so I just needed to press more. Time traveling detective, just a little bit. Pretty sure that's already claimed. Is there a time traveling detective? Oh, is that her thing? That's fair. She can keep it. Honestly, time travel's overrated in my opinion. Like, it's cool, but the risk of breaking everything is way too, like, massive. Okay, oh, so that was just it, that I hadn't pressed literally everything. We're holding everything. So, obviously, I lose points for saying that I claim it. But I can't keep claiming the impossible. I agree that it was impossible for anyone in the trailer to go to the studio in that time. Ha ha! I thought you might be thoughtlessly treading on thin ice again. But I see you at least had an inkling of the truth. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? It's quite simple. True, the break-in at the trailer meeting came right at the time of death. However, the path from there to the scene of the crime was blocked. The fallen Mrs. Monkey's head barred the way. Okay. I believe we have seen enough evidence. I would like to relieve Mr. Manella from the stand. What? It's over? Very well. This court's opinion on this case is as follows. We have found that there were several other people in Studio 2 on the day of the murder. However, it is also clear that none of these people could have gone to Studio 1. They therefore have no relation to this case. Furthermore, with regard to the photo of the Steel Samurai, given the size of the costume, none other than Mr. Powers could have worn it that day. All that is lacking is decisive evidence that he is the one who did it. If we had that, I'm afraid I would have to find Mr. Powers guilty. Your Honor, the prosecution is pleased to announce that we indeed have decisive evidence. A witness. Wait, okay, you're calling a surprise witness that he did it now? Why did we bother? What are we doing? What are we doing? My witness saw the very moment the Steel Samurai skewered the victim. Order. I will have order. I see. The court will take a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear your witness. Court is adjourned for recess. I'm very interested in who this witness is. Oh, wait. Right, it's the kid, because he said he saw the attack. What do we do now, Mia? If everyone in that trailer has an alibi... I'm sorry, Phoenix. I guess I was wrong. Mia? Don't tell me you're giving up. If you give up, what hope do I have? Don't get me wrong. I've never given up on a trial before, not while there was a chance. Only one thing became clear in your cross-examination. The people in the trailer could not have gone to Studio 1. I thought there was more to it than that, but I was wrong. That's all there is. What's going to happen to me? It kinda seems like everyone in that courtroom thinks I did it, haha. That would be kinda awkward if I were on trial for murder, right? And everyone thought that I did it? But you wouldn't let that happen, right, Mr. Wright? They think I'm a murderer. Don't worry, Mr. Powers. If you are innocent, we will prove it, I guarantee it. Leave it to us and be yourself. Be strong. You are the Steel Samurai, hero to children everywhere, after all. Thanks. Ah! Instant crying. Okay, Phoenix. This one's for the kids. Let's do it. Alright. Alright. Surprise witness. It's gonna be the kid, which is pretty easy to mess with his testimony. Court is back in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution has a concern. As our witness is a grade schooler of tender years, and this is a murder case, we worry that the defense might cause unnecessary trauma with his cruel questioning. Nice to see Edgeworth taking the moral high ground. That is true, though. However, we have no choice. The prosecution calls Cody Hackins to the stand. Oh my god, he's so short! Your Honor, perhaps you could arrange a box for him to stand on. Oh, right. Guard, please bring him a box. One of those donut crates should do. The bailiffs love their donuts. Will the witness state his name and grade in school? Witness. What? Just because you're all grown up doesn't mean you can push me around. Ugh. Those eyes. He's so mad. Cody, answer his question, okay? Hey, it's you. It's the nice lady. I'm Cody Hackins. I'm in 2nd grade. I get the feeling this is going to be a long, long day. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember that you're speaking to a child. Try to be gentle. Witness. I mean, Cody. He's having trouble with this gentle thing. You were present, you were at Global Studios on the day of the, incident? You got a problem with that? Please tell us what you saw that day. What, Pops? You want me to tell you and Gramps with the beard over there? Puh, as if. Just, Mr. Edgeworth, I prefer bearded gentlemen. A very long day. Incidentally, photographic equipment is strictly forbidden in this courtroom. My apologies, Your Honor. He said he wouldn't testify if he couldn't bring it. I'd like special permission if that's possible. Wait, so you're saying you had to bargain terms with a kid and you lost? We did too, you know. Hey, I just got this new camera. Don't really know how to use it all that good yet. But I bring it with me wherever I go. Phoenix. I wonder if he had that camera on the day of the murder. You better make a note of it in the court record. Cody's camera. A new digital camera. Cody always carries it, though he's still learning how to use it. Very well, Cody. Please testify to the court about what you saw on the day of the incident. Alrighty. I wanted to see a Steel Samurai rehearsal just once. I found a map on the internet and I went to the studios that day. I went through the woods off the path so that old lady wouldn't catch me. I was going for the studio. I got kind of lost on the way though for about 30 minutes. When I came out by the studio, there was the Steel Samurai. It totally rocked. Right before my eyes, out came the bad guy. Of course, the Steel Samurai took him down. Pow! He has a sword in court. This is clearly one of those, like, if you go to the carnival or like a fair or a theme park where they have like the little plastic katanas. That's what that looks like to me. If I had my camera with me, that would have been the time for the shot, I tell ya. Anyway, I couldn't get into the studio, so I went home. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. But be gentle. Remember, you're talking to a child. And the witness. This kid is tougher than most adults we see in here, honestly. Okay, so I wanted to see a rehearsal just once. I found a map on the internet and I went to the studios that day. Went to the woods off the path so the old lady wouldn't catch me. I got kind of lost on the way for about 30 minutes. When I came out by the studio, there was the Steel Samurai. It totally rocked. Right before my eyes, out came the bad guy. That's interesting, though. What sort of bad guy was it? A guy, a person, kind of tall, skinny. Are you sure it was a guy? I don't know. It was 2001. He was kind of far away, and I don't assume people's genders, old man. Let's see, if this guy's 10, it was 2001. That was 24 years ago. He'd be 34 now. So, you know. Huh. He's being awfully vague. Of course, the Steel Samurai took him down. Pow! If I had my camera with me, that would have been the time for a shot, I tell ya. If you had your camera. You mean you weren't carrying your camera then? No, I wasn't. It's not like I have it all the time. Really? I guess seeing the killing freaked him out and he went home. Phoenix, remember, he's a child. Use gentle words, but be firm. Easy for you to say. Okay, you wanted to see the rehearsal just once. He always carries it. On a map on the internet. Okay. Off the path. Yeah, you know how the studios are in a valley there? If you go off the path, there's woods. That's where I was. I see. You're saying that you could get around the tree. Impossible! Anyhow, I was going for the studio for about 30 minutes. How did you know it was 30 minutes? You got lost in the woods? Yeah, I couldn't figure out which way I was walking. Man, I was relieved when I saw the blue studio doors. But guess what happened next? Okay. Let's see. How could he possibly go around the tree? Everyone knows, just like in Pokemon, you can't go around trees. The Steel Samurai. Yeah, he was standing by the studio gate. It looked like he was thinking about something before going in. Then he opened up the gate and went inside. I see. What then? Okay. Bad guy. He took him down. What happened to the bad guy? Huh? Well, he kind of didn't move. Not a bit, like he was dead. I guess he's a real pro. What a great actor. Yes, I suppose he was. Watch that be the big dramatic reveal. Will Powers isn't dead. He's just been acting for 3 days. Okay, just once. I'm gonna do that. You really like the Steel Samurai, huh? Of course I do! I taped every show, and I go to all the live performances! That's impressive. Have you been to the amusement park? Of course! Duh! My dad always takes me! Poor dad. Okay, one more, which is I just want to... Hold it! You mean you found this on the internet? Was that day the first time you'd been to the studio? Actually, I've been a couple of times. I never managed to get there on a rehearsal day. And that security lady's always yelling. Right. Please continue. Chill, Pops, I'm getting to it. How am I supposed to talk with you cutting me off all the time? Jeez! Ugh. He must have a lot of willpower to play dead for that long. Too true. Okay, so the only thing... I was going for the studio. Did nothing unusual happen on your way to the studio? Unusual? Did you see this monkey by any chance? Oh, you mean Mr. Monkey. Everyone knows that it's Mr. Monkey. Yeah, I saw him, but his head wasn't busted. So you went straight to the studio. Okay. I'm so sorry, kid. I'm so sorry. Cody, what you just said seems, well, a little strange. Didn't you say before that you always bring your digital camera wherever you go? You were quite clear about that. Huh? His mouth is so open. Cody, you shouldn't lie here. You understand that, right? I like how the, like, gotcha music is still kicking in. Mr. Wright, a word with you. Uh-oh, was I putting the pressure on too much? What is this digital camera? Oh no. What is this digital camera contraption you're talking about? I understand what a camera is, but digital? Like, of the fingers. It's 2001, remember. It's, a digital camera, Your Honor. It's kind of a new sort of camera. How do I explain that? I see. Anyway, Cody, I can't believe you wouldn't bring your camera on a trip to the studios. You did bring it, didn't you? Objection! Mr. Wright, how cruel you are to terrorize a poor child so! I don't care if he's a child or a prosecuting attorney. No one should lie in court. What do you mean, or a prosecuting attorney? Well, Cody? Well, what? Yeah, so I had my camera, so what? You got a problem with that? So you did have a camera. And did you use this camera? Why would I use it? What was there to take a picture of? I was too busy watching. Very well. Please testify to the court about what you were so busy watching. What I saw. Yeah, I had my camera with me, but I was glued to the action. I couldn't take my eyes off it. The Steel Samurai, he goes for the bad guy. Wham! Then the bad guy stopped moving. He's so strong, the Steel Samurai rules. Ah, is that all? Well, that was brief. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Okay. Steel Samurai rules! Tunnel Snakes rule! The wasteland belongs to the samurais! Yeah, I had my camera with me, but I was glued to the action. I couldn't take my eyes off. He goes for the bad guy. Wham. When you say wham, so the bad guy attacked him first. Yeah. What sort of person was this bad guy? I told you, a person. He was a person. How was he dressed? I kinda don't remember. I was too busy watching the Steel Samurai. I see. And what happened next? And he stopped moving. He's so strong. The Steel Samurai rules. You couldn't take my eyes off. Tell me about that. So you were watching the Steel Samurai. Did you watch the whole fight? Yeah, of course! You didn't turn away, not even once. No! Okay, then. Tell us exactly what happened. Yeah, I'm getting to that. Okay. He's so strong. The Steel Samurai rules. What did you do after the bad guy fell, Cody? Actually, the fight was so intense that I got kind of scared, so I went straight home. Something isn't adding up here. Something about his account doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem right because he's being deliberately vague. Press him on the facts, Phoenix. Find out what he saw. I mean, there's so few lines here. Okay. Yeah, I had my camera with me, but I was glued to the action. Okay. Okay, so it's either... Then the bad guy stopped moving. Why? Huh? What do you mean, why? Why wasn't the bad guy moving? Well, because the Steel Samurai brought him to justice! Oh. Is that... Chat? Is that what it means to bring people to the... To toss bread into the beak of Lady Justice? Have I been killing people? And how exactly did he do that? How did he do it? With a samurai kick and a samurai punch and a samurai chop and a samurai slap. So something like that. He's still being vague about this. What? Don't give me that look, Pops! How should I play this? I need to press him harder. Cody. What? Something's bothering me. Before you said that you couldn't take your eyes off the action. Yeah, so what? Yet you missed the most important part. Objection! What is the meaning of this? The witness has stated what he saw quite clearly. Objection! You know as well as I do that he's being vague. Tell me, what kind of murderer uses a samurai slap? Ugh. My point is this. Cody, you may have seen some of the Steel Samurais fight, but you missed the most important part, the killing blow. Unless you can describe it for me in detail, kid. Order. Mr. Wright, how could this be? Can you explain how he might have missed something so vital? That's the thing. Phoenix, I believe you're on the right track with this. Think, why didn't Cody see the climax of the fight? I know you can figure this out. Mr. Wright, your answer. We have ascertained that this young boy is a great fan of the Steel Samurai. Why wouldn't he watch the climax of the fight? Okay, why wouldn't he be watching it? So he couldn't watch it. Makes sense, because it was violence, but he would be watching every instance of it. I think all of these are ultimately leading to the same thing, which is that he was going to take a picture of the finishing blow, and he couldn't. Or he did, but it was murder, maybe. And that's why there's no blood found at the scene of the murder, because something? I'm gonna say he was watching something else. He missed the climax of the fight because he was looking at something else, probably. Probably? Something else? Mr. Wright, explain yourself. What could possibly distract this boy from seeing his idol, the Steel Samurai, fight? What do you claim he was looking at? Oof, come on, think of something. Right, please refrain from making baseless claims. Yes, Your Honor. Do you have another explanation? We have ascertained, then it's that he couldn't watch it. Because he couldn't watch it. How could he calmly watch a murder taking place at his age? Just a moment, please. One thing has become quite clear in this boy's testimony. He did not believe he was witnessing a murder. He was watching the Steel Samurai fight, like on TV. The more real the fight, the more he would have watched. I have to agree with you, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have another explanation? I'm glad that it's generous with this, actually. Your Honor, I have evidence. Evidence? Yes, Your Honor. Why did Cody look away from the fight? It gotta be this, right? Gotta be. Take that! Here's my proof. Can I do that again? This doesn't prove anything. Ha, lost your nerve, have you? Very well, I'll ask the question again. Why wouldn't he watch the climax of the fight? Is it because he was looking at his camera? Oh, he was fiddling with his camera! Here's my proof. What's that? The camera? The witness stated that he recently received this camera. Yes, I'm aware of that. He wasn't entirely familiar with its operation. I'm aware of that too. Ah, correct. Why would Cody be looking somewhere else at the critical moment? Because he was looking at his camera. He was trying to take a picture. Is that not, chat, is that not that he was looking at something else? Genuine question. Is that not the same thing? Hey! Bullseye. What's your problem, Pops? You got a thing for picking on little kids? Pressing, not picking. Good job, Phoenix. Cody was lying, clearly. Smart of you to realize there was no way he could just stand there watching his hero and not take a picture. Right. Cody, there was only one reason why you would have looked away from the fight, and that was because you wanted to take a picture. But having just recently received your camera, you weren't used to using it yet. So you missed the climax of the fight, correct? Yeah. Well, Phoenix, I'll bet you anything he's hiding more than that. Have him testify again. Right. Mia means business. Your Honor, The defense would like to request that Cody Hackins testify once more. Very well. Cody, could you please tell us about your camera? And about why you didn't take a picture of the fight? Welcome to the real world, kid. Oh, no. Oh, I bet the answer is that he actually did take a photo. Yeah, you're right, Pops. The Steel Samurai had just escaped from the clutches of the villain. So I held up my camera to take a picture. But the lens wouldn't open in time, so I missed it. That's all that happened. Yup. Oh my god, stop lying. Anything strange in that testimony, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but I'd like to proceed with the cross-examination anyway. No photo question mark. Okay. Yeah, you're right, Pops. He had just escaped from the clutches of the villain. So you did see the beginning of the fight. Yeah. Did you notice anything unusual? I guess the Steel Samurai was moving a little strange? Moving strangely. So I held up my camera to take a picture. Hold it. Why couldn't you take a picture? My new camera has too many buttons. I couldn't figure it out. I tried to take a picture. I really tried. But the lens wouldn't open in time. When the lens opened, what did you see? Well, a person on the ground and the Steel Samurai. That's all that happened, yup. That's all? Yeah, I told you, I didn't take a picture. I would have once I got that lens open. Did he really not take a picture? Not even one? Nah, he definitely would have taken a picture. There's gotta be something here I can use. Cody, listen up, Cody Hackins. I know exactly what happened that day. You took a picture. Hey! Bullseye? How did you know? I see through all your lies, Cody Hackins. It's one of my powers. I'm a god! A benevolent but capricious god. Wow. This feels great. Yeah, I took a picture. Perhaps you can change your testimony to reflect this, Cody. I took a few shots, but it was too late, so I erased them. No, tell me more about that. You erased them? Yeah. Why would you erase a picture of your beloved Steel Samurai victorious? Well, you know. Well, why would I want to keep a picture like that? He's becoming less and less cooperative. I better find a clear contradiction soon. Or some solid evidence. There has to be something, dig up the... Okay. So... But it was too late, so I erased them. Unfortunately, that's not who you are, kid. Cody. What? Man, every time you say Cody, you follow it with something bad. I just wanted to thank you for giving me this the other day. Huh? Oh, right. What was it you told me then? I go to every live performance. I always take a picture when the Steel Samurai lands the final blow with Sam. I got them all. I never missed one. A perfect collection. Cody, did you really get a picture of the Steel Samurai standing victorious over his foe? If you did, I find it hard to believe that you would just erase it. Wouldn't you keep it for your album? Mr. Wright, what exactly is this album? It's called Path to Glory, Judge. You need to get cultured. It's a collection of pictures of the Steel Samurai, all taken by Cody Hackins. He claims it's a perfect collection of every battle the Steel Samurai has won. I see. I would like to catch a glimpse of this Path to Glory. I don't win many battles as a judge. Don't you find this very odd, Your Honor? Among all his pictures of the Steel Samurai, none were taken that day. Order. Mr. Wright, have you an explanation? If the Steel Samurai had just defeated his adversary, I certainly would expect to see a picture of it in this album. Exactly my point, Your Honor. Why is it that I'm the one who has to be justifying this? No, wait. No way. Phoenix? I think we finally discovered the truth. And what a truth it is. Mia, are we sure about this? Did he actually? Yes. I'm pretty sure what you're thinking is right. Tell them, Phoenix. tell them what the truth is. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what is going on here. Why was there no picture in the album from the day of the murder? Why would the boy have erased the photos he took? So, it has to be that the Steel Samurai didn't win, right? That's the only thing that makes sense. Because he wouldn't do it by mistake, he was just saying he did it intentionally. And them being blurry wasn't a big deal. I mean, it would be a big deal for him in the long term, but he wouldn't have said that. So the Steel Samurai didn't win. The Steel Samurai never loses, Potato? Well, that's the thing. It's not the Steel Samurai. I can only think of one reason, Your Honor. The Steel Samurai didn't win. That's why Cody deleted those photos. You mean the Steel Samurai lost? Well, Cody, I'm right, aren't I? Tell the truth. The bad guy defeated the Steel Samurai. No, wait, no, it's impossible. The Steel Samurai never loses. He never loses to anyone, ever. Your Honor, the witness has revealed everything with his words. There was a reason why he lied and told us he didn't take a picture. The same reason he erased his precious photos. For Cody, it was inconceivable that the Steel Samurai could be defeated. However, Cody witnessed the impossible. He saw the Steel Samurai lose. Yet to admit what he saw would destroy everything he believed in. That's why he lied and said the Steel Samurai won. He couldn't handle the truth! Are we really referencing that? Oh, goodness. Order! I will have order! This is inconceivable, Mr. Wright! The Steel Samurai must have won! He can't lose! Witness! Cody, is this true? What did you see? Tell the court what you saw! I'm #1 fan of the Steel Samurai! Okay. Cody. That day you saw the Steel Samurai lose a fight, right? Okay, you're right. The Steel Samurai fell down. Then he didn't move. Okay. What does this change in terms of what happened? Order. What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? What are you after? The truth? And not just a guilty verdict? The Steel Samurai was the murderer, not the victim. Yet according to your witness's testimony, the Steel Samurai was the one who fell. Mr. Wright, what's going on? Apparently, we have all made a serious error. An error? What's that? What's this all about? Okay, two options, as I see it. Hammer was still the victim, but he was wearing the Steel Samurai costume, which means both of these are true. However, there being no victim is also interesting, because again, we saw that there was no blood. But, I'm still curious about these sleeping pills. These sleeping pills have to play a pivotal role here. This is such a weird case. Well, they did an autopsy, right? Surely there was a dead person. Surely they did an autopsy like a simulate kind of a thing. Okay, logically speaking, there was a victim who was the Steel Samurai who was Hammer in the suit. Gotta be, right? I think that's it. Quite simply, the victim was Jack Hammer. Mr. Wright, we all know that. Right. Perhaps you'd like to reconsider your last statement? I'm sorry. It was I who was wrong. Okay, right. First you're right, now you're wrong. Which is it? Oops. Okay, it was not that one. Well, look, I'm sure there's something we're overlooking. If you're so sure, then tell us what it is. What is all this about? Then... The Steel Samurai was the victim. If you understand what really happened, it's actually quite simple. At the end of the fight, the Steel Samurai was not the killer. He was the victim. Don't you see? Jack Hammer was the... Ah! Chad, I'm losing it! I'm losing it! I'm losing it! That's what I said! Order, order, order! So the Steel Samurai in this photograph, you're saying the man in this costume was the victim, Mr. Jack Hammer. That's what I'm saying, Your Honor. Jack Hammer was present at the action scene run-through that morning. Thus, he obviously knew about Will Power's foot injury. But wait, hadn't Mr. Hammer gone to Studio 1 already? That's what everyone thought. But remember what Ms. Oldbag said in her testimony. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Mr. Jack Hammer left the employee area after lunch. However, no one saw him going to Studio 1, nor was there a picture of him. He waited for Mr. Powers to take a nap in his dressing room. Then he snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Why? To relive his glory days! But why would the victim do such a thing? I don't know. I get it. I thought that the Steel Samurai was moving strange, so it was a different person inside the suit. Pops! Huh? Me? What? Actually, there was one piece of data I saved. Data? Yeah, a photo on my digital camera. New evidence. Present it to the court. What? Show us. Quick. No way, man. Not if you're gonna look at me like that. Now. Mr. Judge, need I remind you, you're talking to a child. Here, this is it. Okay, new evidence. That's a cool photo. Well, looking at this, it's a little hard to say. I'm afraid that it could be anyone in that costume. Your opinion, Mr. Wright? I agree, Your Honor. There isn't decisive evidence. I'm sorry, this doesn't look like it's the proof we needed. I'll give it back. Wait, Phoenix. Mia? What? So, okay. Okay. Jack Hammer was attacked by whoever was at Studio 2 and slipped away. Who then put on the costume. Maybe? That photo is all the evidence you need to win this trial. What? Your Honor, may I see that photo once more? Certainly, I don't see why not. Phoenix, show him. There's a glaring, decisive inconsistency with the facts as we know them in that photo. Find the inconsistency in the photo. Oh, cool. There we go. It's... Your Honor, look at this. I see a gate. Might I draw your attention to the number on that gate? The number? Ah, yes. Well, it's hard to see, but it looks like a 2. Clearly not a 1, Your Honor, correct? Everyone knows 1 is not 2. Ah! I believe Mr. Edgeworth sees what I'm getting at. But that's impossible. What's all this about? Please explain so that I might be shocked along with the rest of the court. I love the judge. I'll use the studio guide map. The body was found here in Studio 1. However, what do we see in this photo taken at the time of the murder? It does not say 1 on the gate in that photo. Your Honor, here is the true scene of the crime. Take that? It was here. What does that have to do with the, well... Why did it just not register? There we go. Here, at Studio 2. I see. That would explain the 2 on the gate in the photo. You are a genius. Phoenix Wright, you're a genius. Your Honor, I find it very significant that the murder took place in Studio 2. The path was blocked is interesting. But more interesting, the trailer was there. As you may recall, there is a trailer in Studio 2. Now, on that day, a meeting was held in that very trailer. There was a break in the meeting corresponding to the time of death. During that break, Mr. Salmonella and D. Vasquez were outside eating steak. They were at the scene of the crime. The path to the trailer was blocked. So we have heard. The path was blocked at 2:15. In other words, the victim went to Studio 2 before that time. Yes, I suppose that would be the case. Remember Mr. Salmonella's testimony. Allow me to remind the court. He said no one in the trailer was guilty because they could not have gone to Studio 1. Yet in actuality, the reverse was true. Someone must be guilty because it happened in Studio 2. Only someone in the trailer could have committed this murder. They were the only ones with access to the scene of the crime, Studio 2. Which is also why there was no blood. Order. The defense makes the following claims. The scene of the crime was Studio 2. The person that the security guard, Ms. Oldbag, saw was the victim, Mr. Jack Hammer. Mr. Hammer, for some reason, stole a steel samurai costume. Then he went to Studio 2. This is madness. No! This is law! Jack Hammer is the victim. The victim! Why would he steal a steel samurai costume? Are you suggesting he did so to cover up the details of his own murder? Well, no, of course not. That's quite dumb. Miles, you better get smarter before your game. Or do you have proof? Give me proof that the victim, Jack Hammer, stole the costume. I do have proof. You do? You do, Mr. Wright? Now that they're so surprised, I'm suddenly much less confident. I think I'm right, though. Here is my proof that Jack Hammer stole the costume. Sleeping pills. This is it. An empty medicine bottle? I found this on the table in the employee area. The same table where Mr. Hammer and Powers ate. The label reads, sleeping pills. Sleeping pills? The defendant, Mr. Power, spent that entire afternoon sleeping. He was drugged by Mr. Hammer. Wait a moment. That bottle does raise some suspicions, yes, but there was no proof that Mr. Hammer used it. Your Honor, I have an idea. Fingerprint the bottle. An idea? Very well, let's hear it. I want to check this bottle for fingerprints. If my claim is true, Mr. Hammer's fingerprints should show up on this bottle. I suppose you're right. You are quite the detective and ace attorney. Very well. The court will take possession of the bottle. Okay. The court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Cody Hacken's testimony has revealed new possibilities in this case. In fact, things may have happened very differently than we previously thought. The steel samurai seen by Ms. Oldbag may have been the victim, Jack Hammer. And the scene of the crime was not Studio 1 but Studio 2, and those in the trailer did have time to commit the murder. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Your homework is to find the answer to the following question. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the steel samurai costume? Also, who killed him and why? Find the answers for me by tomorrow, or your client goes to jail still! Mr. Edgeworth, You will need to reconsider your stance in this case. Above all, you will need to reconsider your suspicion of Mr. Will Powers. As you say, Your Honor. This trial will be extended until tomorrow. This is the last extension. As you all remember, trials can only last 3 whole days. Court is adjourned.